here. Welcome to the stream. So yeah, I started off with a couple songs today. Apparently there was I didn't know about this until I guess today. There was a crossover song between composed by Zune and Toby Fox. So for those who may not know, Toho and Undertale, respectively, they're the creators of those games, and a lot of both of them, I guess there's the reason why they originally did it was to showcase their music, and they both have like really awesome music style. So that was the first thing, and then the second one is like from Deltarune, which you all know I love that game very much, and I always tell people to play it. So anyway, welcome to the stream. Today I'll be doing some cover art, and it's not gonna be like my well, all my cover art streams are a little bit different. So this time I did kind of do a sketch ahead of time. It's kind of a rough sketch though. So I did a sketch ahead of time, so I'm thinking the style of art I want to do this time, it's not gonna be like my last one. It's definitely going to be more like line art, comic booky style. So maybe it'll be a little bit easier on me than the last one. Hi, welcome, Moving Too Fast. Thanks for joining. If you haven't seen my, well, actually, I only put it on my Instagram story now that I think about it. But I guess I'll talk about it a little bit as well, since I will be working on the cover art. So let us not delay. I have a playlist which is 1 hour of Earthbound music, but jazz. So we're gonna put on some jazz today. Let's see if it evens out pretty well. I think it's evened out pretty well. Speaking of Earthbound and the Mother series in general, I hope you enjoyed my stream last time, even though it cut out like twice. But I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed it, and it seems like there's gonna be a lot more streams to come, especially since I only stream like 2 hours at a time. I also uploaded it to my YouTube as well. So if for some reason Twitch is doing its thing and it's like, I'm not keeping your streams, because it does that every now and then. If it does that, then it's on YouTube for, how long? Forever long. And I'm gonna start to do that with the art streams again too, since I am Frog. So anyway, back to drawing. Well, haven't even started, but okay. So this is kind of like the rough look at what I want to do here, and so what I want to do. I just had the title here because that's where I want it, but I will kind of pull that away because I will need to design the entire thing and not just the sides. And so this is kind of like the rough version of what I want to do here. It looks put together, right? But when you take a closer look at it, there's a lot of details I'm gonna need to have to decide and fill in by inking it. So that's what we're gonna do. I'll probably do like an off black to ink, and then we'll go from there. So anyway, yeah. So my physical copies of episode 6 came in, and so I'm gonna update my website, my store website soon, and put that out. And but I realized I hadn't done an official post about it yet, so I was like, yeah, it's on my Instagram. I'm like, actually, I actually haven't done an official post yet. So whoops. I did like kind of like a, oh, look what came in, like as a story, but stories aren't supposed to like stay there. Stories are just for like, one day announcement things. But yeah. Whoops. So I'll do an official post soon. I have a lot of things on my mind, and I went to the doctor's again today. It's not anything serious, but there's I do have some like specialist things I needed to go take care of that I hadn't done in at least a year. So my previous cover looked really nice. Thank you so much. I'm not gonna do it in that art style again though, because it took a lot of time. But that kind of semi-rendered, almost like oil painting style, I did enjoy it a lot, and I really wanted to do it for that design specifically, especially after I had sketched it out, and I was like, you know what? He's like surrounded. It's like Nick surrounded by books. For those who haven't seen it, but like I said, I'll try and do an official post soon. It is on Webtoons, so it is. You can see it on Webtoons. Something about the physical copy. Anyway, so yeah, it's Nick surrounded by books, and so when I had originally sketched it, I was like, you know, this will look good in kind of like a older, semi-rendered, oil painting kind of style to it. And there are a couple brushes that I have that I kind of like, but I think I had downloaded a couple more to help with the look of it, because I wasn't like super satisfied with the brushes that I have in Clip Studio Paint. And I know I was really like that for a while with my watercolor look, because like I kind of had something. Oh, I'm not gonna do it this time. Oh, I'm sorry, moving too fast. I know. It just takes a lot of time, and I really think this composition will benefit more if it's more stylized. So it's a personal choice thing, but we'll see. I may end up finishing it and be like, you know what, I think it needs to be rendered a bit more. Which, since this is a cover art stream, that leads me to the next thing, which means that I will be releasing part 1 of chapter 7 very soon. Hopefully this weekend, or if not this weekend, it'll be on Monday of next week. So that'll be exciting. And then we'll go back to sketching. And then the cycle starts over. Unless for some reason I want to show off something else art related. But typically it goes sketching, inking, toning, cover art, and then on to the next episode. I will say, and you'll get to see this character in action soon, but I will say, from an artist perspective and like design perspective, I really had a lot of fun with all the panels this character Corin was in. At the same time, I had to learn a whole lot about swords and sword stances, and trying to figure out the quickest way to draw that without like getting too much into the weeds. So I as close as I could without spending too long on each panel. Like I said, I studied some other people's like sword training videos. I can't remember what the technical term is called now. You'll have to forgive me right now. I'm drawing a blank because I'm trying to think of it. But it's an official name of like people who practice like historical forms of like swordplay, and it has a specific name. I even got like at one of the events I went to, I even got like a form to like join their club, and now I just can't think of what it's called. Oh yeah, speaking of events, I put out my first event calendar for the events I'm gonna start doing. And I'm so excited, especially for indoor events. Now my first one's gonna be an outdoor event at the end of January. So this Saturday, I'm making the frogs. I'm making the frogs again. And if I sound panicked on Friday, it's because I haven't finished the frog. It's because I haven't finished the frogs yet. But before I get too off topic, yeah, so I released an event schedule of the events I know so far. And a little side note for you guys, there are 2 more I'm going to have to add. So, which is good news. That means I am getting accepted into things, and that means I'll be able to sell some artwork and show off the comic as well. Sell artwork, show off the comic. And each event I go is different, some, and just kind of learning different interests and learning about like what people like, and once again drumming up interest for the comic has been so much fun, meeting everyone and that kind of thing, like seeing if people like the frogs more or if they're actually into the comic more. I think one time I was really surprised because I had brought my usual amount of comics to an event, but it was a comic event. I should have known better. It was a comic event, and I didn't bring enough comics to the comic event because I did my usual numbers, and it was a very different crowd, right? But like I said, I should have known it was a comic event, but I didn't. I brought my usual numbers, and I was very surprised. So, you just never know. Swordsmanship? Yeah, that's the general term, but no, they have a specialized term, and I can't think of what it's called right now. Moving too fast. It's a specialized term for the like reenactment of sword play, like sword play reenactment training, so to speak. And I can't think of it right now. Because of course it's just one of those things where it's like as soon as you bring it up, it's like, and now I don't know what that is. If it helps, I think it's an acronym. So yeah. But yeah, I will be outdoor this weekend for one day, not the whole weekend, for one day at Shop Local Market. So it is a local to me, local event with a bunch of different like vendors and sellers. It's a farmer's market, but they're always looking for artists to kind of pop in every now and then just to have some variety in the sellers. And so I'm always grateful to them because when I have an empty spot, they always welcome me in to sell stuff with them, and so I always appreciate it. So yeah, I'll be going back to them just for this Saturday to show off the comic and probably sell frogs, because like I said, the farmer's market is usually where I sell the frogs. Your computer keeps dropping out. Oh no. Okay. Let me check the stream health real quick. Sometimes I can see if it's bad on my end. Yeah, it might be on your end today. Moving too fast, so go ahead and reload. My end, Twitch is saying I'm not dropping any frames, and we're all good today. Do a little more detail on him. I may end up moving his sword a little bit, because right now I have it where it's overlapping his face, and And while it may not be as accurate to how a face should look, not face, accurate to how like he should hold the sword, I may do it for I've done that before. It's like for design's sake we will kind of move his sword positioning here, even though it's not as accurate. Let me see. I don't know if you guys can see my reference. Yeah, you can kind of see it. So I do have reference for what his sword position is called. Ox. Yeah, that's what he's doing. So that's what I kind of used as reference. But like I said, I kind of fiddled a little bit with where he should be. Woof woof. I kind of fiddled a little bit with where he should be. Puppy, are you done? I fiddled a little bit with where he should be standing to make it more confrontational. Wanted him to look forward, stuff like that. So I've already messed with the proper positioning anyway. So I don't think it's the end of the world if I do it a little bit more, you know? But yeah, with the gaming stream, kind of going back to that a little bit, I hope it went well. I did look over it to see like what things I could improve on or like change. And one of the things that stood out to me is my keyboard. I was very loud with my button presses. I can like press it to where it's not as loud, but since I know it's gonna be an unconscious thing for me to kind of like press the keyboard loudly, I'm gonna go and probably use one of my controllers instead. I have a controller that I can plug into my computer, so I'll probably do that for the next stream, so it's not as distracting. But like I said, if for some reason it's deleting the streams very quickly, which sometimes it doesn't. Like I have one stream for some reason from 3 months ago that's still there, but then like something I streamed last week will not be there. So I really don't understand what it's flagging, or like what is causing some streams to stay and others to be what's the word? Deleted? Like I was like left out. No, it's just deleted. I don't know what's causing other streams to be deleted, so I'll just upload them to YouTube. Should I draw more of him before I start moving this around? Nah. We'll Frankenstein it. So, maybe I do want it to be angled a little higher. I think that would probably make more sense too in terms of... Okay, is he on 2 different layers? Oh gosh, I hate when I do that. Give me a second. Is Leflouzer sitting on 2 different layers? Yeah, part of the drawing sitting on. I hate when I do that. So yeah, one of the things I was definitely like, yeah, next time we stream on Friday, I will be using a controller. Let's scoot this a little bit. Maybe lower it a little bit too. Okay. So, so that should help a little bit. I've moved some very important parts of the sketch here, but it's fine. It'll be fine. So smooth. We'll just use our imagination. It's also been very rainy out here. So if for some reason the stream is acting up, it may be that as well. His shoulders like. May have to turn off the sketch for a bit, especially since I'm going kind of off the rails here. Yeah, drawing this character also reminded me how much I love drawing long braided hair. Like, maybe I should just start designing characters with long braided hair. Suddenly everyone has long hair. And it is braided. Oh. Okay, I was like, where'd the music go? Yeah, if they're, I guess, like, for a color comparison-wise, I think the cover, like, I'm gonna probably try to go for look-wise is my fourth one. So, just, it, like I said, it has a very, like, heavy line art slash graphic look to it. Let me see what I try to do here. So what I may do is draw the sword and then move the rest of his body back, because I'm like, where did this connect to? Where did his body connect to? I can't tell anymore. Very rough sketch, but so As usual. Oh, let me do a little quick water break. Make sure to drink your water. It's very important. This is a PSA. Please drink your water now. Yeah, I guess it's time for a little bit of gaming discussion. I mean, other than Mother 3, which hopefully you were there for, right? I started playing, well, not started playing, but I started playing Super Mario RPG. Like, I picked back up Super Mario RPG at the Cloud Fortress with Empress Valentina, who was trying to convince everyone she was the real queen. So that part was really fun. There's lots of funny moments, because not to spoil too much, but it was a lot of you had to like sneak into the castle, but it was because like the fake Queen Valentina wanted like statues of her made at like all times, and so you have to sneak in as a statue, but you're Mario, right? So then Mario is painted gold, and then she's like, who is this? And then the sculptor's like, ah, yes, that's the king's nephew, Lawrence. And then she's like, okay, I think I like the cut of his jib, it's fine. And so that's how you get into the castle. It's still been really fun. Like, there are parts of it that have gotten a little bit more difficult, but I still think everything's been going really smoothly, and it's very easy to play and play well. I started making Gino more of like an all-around character, rather than, because I think I was putting everything into power for him as well, but like I'm already doing that for Mario and Bowser. And I like to imagine Bowser's like, Mario can't be stronger than me, blah, blah, blah. And then like Peach and Mallow are like my white mage and black mage respectively. So I think I only put like Mallow twice like into power, just so he could get more like defense points, so he wouldn't be slapped down so easily. So I'm still enjoying it a lot. It's just a lot of silly moments in that game, and so I beat the cloud area, so I'm going to the... Oh yeah, after the cloud area was like a volcano. And that's what I did last night. I did the volcano, and the knockoff evil Power Rangers were there. It's like Mario gets the star and he's like, oh, I got this star. And then it just like gets yoinked away from him, and he's like, ah, it is supposed to be in my hands. Like he does his little hand like, oh. And so then of course the evil Power Rangers are like, yes, we've taken the star from Mario. So of course you can't just let that happen, right? So you give chase. You give chase as Mario. And they're like, wow, that Mario guy's pretty fast. You chase them all the way up the volcano. And then they have like this like Megaton airship in which you fight them for the star, and of course, because you're Mario, you get the star back. It was pretty fun. The Valentina fight was pretty fun too, because whoever you have in the middle of your party gets like scooped away to another fight with the other character, with like her minion or whatever. And I got so lucky with that because I had Bowser as my middle character, and my Bowser's pretty stacked. He's pretty invaluable, except for like when he gets blasted by a magic attack and gets one-shotted. But other than that, he's pretty invaluable. And so he had no problem on the other side. He also has like a poison attack too, which at first I didn't realize, and then I started looking at all the stuff he had, and I was like, wait, he can terrorize and like poison? I was like, I've definitely not been using Bowser correctly. But yeah, like there's a lot of bosses, which I'm finding really refreshing. There's a lot of bosses you can actually like poison or slow or sleep, because like in some of the more like modern RPGs, they kind of make like all the bosses impervious to like status effects, which is fine. Like, yeah, you can have your BA boss or whatever that like can't be hurt by anything, but sometimes it does make it kind of boring where you're just like, you don't even try things, you're just smacking things in the face without like trying different ways to get rid of the boss, you know, because you think it's gonna be a waste of time. But then, like, you know, you have a game like this, Mario RPG, that kind of like says, no, you actually make it help if you know, try this out. And so it does make you want to like try things out, like, oh, okay, well, can they be put to sleep? You know, can they be poisoned? Like that kind of thing. So I've been enjoying that a lot. And like I said, Bowser's the go-to guy, you know, for the poisons. And and like I said, and terrorizing, that's his other expertise. And then I was kind of talking about this last time I was talking about Mario RPG, but there's like a lot of endgame content or aftergame content. I went back before I started on Bowser's Castle. I went back to the tadpole place, with Mallow's quote-unquote grandpa, Grandpa Frog, and there's a whole like little side game with the tadpoles where you have to compose with the Todofsky. Is that? I don't know if that's what he calls himself. I may be getting it wrong, but yeah, you have to compose things with him, and I'd been going back and doing stuff there. And I finally finished that side quest, and it was so cute because I don't know if it was like that in the original, but in the remake, they're like, oh, let's play our song together. And so it puts together like all the tunes you compiled for him over the game, and then they let you kind of like design the last phrase of the song, and then they do it all orchestrally, like, so like all the stuff that you had found earlier plus whatever you kind of create with the song gets done in this like cool orchestral sound. So I was like, oh, that's so neat. So I was trying so hard to figure out his thumb would be under. I was trying so hard to figure out like if with the tadpoles I could make like Mario music, like da 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 da. So it could sound like at the end of it, it would be like Mario. But I couldn't quite figure it out, and I was getting sleepy, so I stopped it there. It's like the only problem with like going from sketches like this. It's just like, we can't keep him with oven mitts. He's gonna have to turn into hands eventually. But I wanna keep it as oven mitts. Please. Something about the angle is really odd. Dang it. I think I moved too much around. It's not high enough. His arm's not high enough. That's what's going on. Dang it. Alright, well. Now I know. Just get rid of it all. Get rid of it all! What I may do is go ahead and draw the sword first, and then I will probably have to freehand putting that arm back in. Because it's not matching. Like, dang it. I'm just over here like, I'm just gonna freehand everything now. I just know this is where I want the body to kind of like finish, like here. I kind of want to pencil that in. He does have his belt too that I have to draw. So yeah, I'll probably draw the sword in full. That way I have a better look at it. And then I think it'll be more clear to me where the hands should be. Honestly, I think the cover art is probably the art on stream that I'm most subject to change later. Just make sure. I do want to make sure this is a straight line again. Do a thin enough line. So yeah, just to kind of finish off with Mario RPG, so I did that, and then, like I said, since it was getting late, I just wanted to see the first part of, like, the Bowser's Keep area, and one of the funny parts about there is, if you have Bowser on your team, some of the enemies, like, you go to fight, they're like, oh gosh, it's Bowser, and then they run away. Oh no, he's back! So I thought that was pretty funny. So I noticed this playlist that I have is kind of a shorter playlist, so if anyone has suggestions of what they may want to hear next, let me know. Make sure to save, and then let me. Yeah, I'm gonna finish the top of the sword, and then I will see what adjustments need to be made. Okay, so let me just kind of do like a rough outline. So originally, the joints were here. I can always turn the hands on and off. So they're probably not going to stay there. Let's see if there's something. Okay. It is a little bit with the sword, isn't it? Sword hilt's a little off. What I may do is draw a straight line and then kind of work from there. Work outward from there. I don't know why it got so goofy looking. I guess because the hilt is a little on the bendy side. Here, and then let me pull some reference of how I drew it last time. Okay. So yeah, we're just gonna freehand it. Hope it looks better. Like I said, typically I like the sketch and working from the sketch better because it helps me with composition and, you know, making things look cohesive, but sometimes it's not always the day for sketching. And then, like I said before, sometimes I find that I need to go back and fix what I fixed. Because when I freehand like this, it is a little more of a loose drawing, and sometimes I'll go back and re-clean it. Little notches in. I love the Earthbound jazz, it's so fun. Flip back over. There we go. That looks like a thing with volume and weight, and not a floppy piece of metal. Okay, so now I gotta redraw the arms. Okay, let me just draw in the doublet, which I know it's gonna get covered by the arm anyway, but let me just kind of do a light drawing of the doublet. Hooray! So, if we're using our other reference, his, would that be his right? Yeah, his right hand should be leading, like here, with his shoulder upward, like so. So, yeah, let's draw the, I guess, the dominant hand first. Sketch will help it all here. Yeah, sort of. I think it does help a little that I've made sure that the sword doesn't look like a floppy sword. Okay. Like wrinkles here and there, like wrinklage. I'm gonna have to turn off the sketch later because I'm gonna get confused. Zoom in a little bit. you've been having a good week so far. I've been feeling better because it hasn't been stupid cold, and as I discussed last time, I am much better in the not freezing than I am in the freezing. It's just better for my body overall. So I've been doing pretty well. I think I kind of mentioned it before, but like before the freeze last time, my knee like did this weird thing where it just locked up on me, and I was very afraid because it had never locked up like that before, where I was like, I cannot move my knee at all, and when I do, it hurts. It hurt real bad, you know. So that kind of scared me a little bit, but it's all good now. So I very much rather the warmth than cold. No cold for me, thank you very. Like all you cold lovers out there, you know, happy for you, but it's not for me. Sure, because it is at a slightly different angle than the reference I have here. And like, I'm thinking maybe I should have used a body model, but no, I'm already too far in now. Like, I will just keep using this reference. That is definitely the wrong angle. Okay, I think the angle's right, but now his hand is too small, so I'm gonna just have to make his hand a little bigger. It's like tiny baby hands. My vicious villain with tiny baby hands. Can hardly hold my herb can hardly hold my long sword. That's how I feel some days. It's just like I can't hold anything with my tiny baby hands. My tiny baby claw hands. I'll just drop everything. Now, as much as I don't like drawing fingers, I did purposefully want to make his hands a little more, like, veiny. So, I'm gonna try and not skimp on that out of laziness. Try and do it properly. Well, it's just a lot of work to properly draw these hand veins, you know? I don't know about you, I just don't really like drawing hands. They never look right. I feel like there's some like cloth action that should be going on here, but probably need to pull a reference for that, don't I? You're gonna need to sort your references out. I need to adjust. Give me a second. Oh, it's an hour! Alright, I think my playlist is over, so actually this is the perfect time to get some water. Let me just double check. Oh no, it's not over. I have about 2 more songs left. But like I said, if anyone has any video game music recommendations, because that's what I can play. It would be much appreciated. Right. Get that water out of here. Okay, so his other arm, which, like I said, I feel like there's something else that needs to be done with this cloth here, but until I get a proper cloth reference, it's gonna stay like that. So if he's holding it properly, right, the other hand should knock with the first hand about like here. So you'd have like another kind of like hand. Trying not to oven mitt it. I'm really trying not to do oven mitts the whole time. Like you'd have another one here with the wrist kind of going under the hilt here. Right? So then where would that put this arm here, right? So I still think for the most part the arm is in a good position. I just need to lift it a little bit higher. And yeah. I think I just need to lift it a little bit higher. Alright, well let's actually do it instead of hypothesizing if it's gonna look good or... And then, we'll definitely have time to do Blake's line art. I don't know if I'm gonna get anything past line art today. So I don't know if you guys will see any colors. You'll just have to see what I decide on. Such a good song. This is, okay, so I played Earthbound earlier this year, and, this is the part of the game where you go around and you, like, revisit everyone. This is the song that plays when you go around and, like, you know, say hello and thank you to all the people you've met along the way. And it's just, it hits all the feels, so to speak. So... Okay, yeah, that already looks a lot better. Yay! I was worried for a second because I was like, I did all that moving around of the sketch and then and then I like ink it and it looks like floppy arm man and I was like, oh man, that looks awful. Hey, but see, that's good to see sometimes that, like, you know, art people are not machines. I mean, some of us are really good. But some of us, you know, we gotta trial and error a little bit before we get a look that we like, and sometimes that means having a floppy arm man for a little bit, and then you're like, oh, that looks bad. It is not an instant process. Okay, so yeah, we're back at drawing hands, aren't we? Sigh. Lay sigh. I just love drawing hands so much. It's my favorite. Ooh, we got a bit of thunder outside. Ooh, spooky. It was a dark and stormy night. You know what I wonder if I could find, because I have my CD-ROM disk drive working. It'd be fun to kind of like stream for around. Once again, this is another thing, like stream around. We kind of have our close to Halloween streaming schedule already planned out, don't we? So of course, spooky Animal Crossing towns, but then also I was thinking about the other day because I saw my my honorary niece was given this book, I Spy Spooky, and I think I used to have the CD-ROM, or at least my aunt did, of I Spy Spooky, and it's probably one of my favorite like child games. And when I was smaller, it definitely was scary to me. It was definitely very I Spy Spooky, but I feel like it informs a lot of my style and taste now. It's a very fun game though. It's very cute and fun. Your guide in that game is a little mini skeleton person. Even though they don't make that clear right off the bat, they're like, oh, it's just a disembodied voice. But then like later they're like, find me, and it's like, who's me? It's like, oh, the little skeleton that's been in every map has been you all along. Duh, duh, duh. I'm trying to figure out from this reference if the thumb is above or below. I think it's above. It looks like it's above. Means maybe I shouldn't have erased so much. Okay. Oh, I think that was the end of the playlist. I think they're just playing like typical Earthbound music. So do we have a suggestion at all? Because I can stay on the Earthbound train. Let me see. Or we can go to a different. We can go to a different game. I was gonna switch to Deltarune because it has some like boss music battle stuff, which, you know, my cover art kind of looks more like boss battle music a little bit, but I'm okay with this too. A lot. I like it a lot. This is, once again, this is like not the correct angle. I'm just trying to like interpolate. It's fine. It looks fine. Hey, we know this music. This is Mother 3. It was weird because for some reason I ended up getting claimed on YouTube for the part, not even the whole like soundtrack, but just the part when Boney, not Boney, well it's Boney, but we renamed Boney Paco. When they're running through the rain, it's the music that plays then. And yeah, for some reason I got claimed. It's like, okay, all the other songs? No, okay. That's a neat cover. Are his hands too small? They are a little on the small. They are a little on the small side, I feel. Just a couple more things I thought of. I was like, oh yeah, he has like a loop here for the sheath, I think. that what it's called? He has a holder there for the sheath, so. Okay, so we've got one side of it done. Let's try and get Blake's side done, which is also very roughly sketched, but Blake's pose, as usual, isn't based off of like actual swordplay. I like to base most of his on baseball, how you'd hold a baseball bat. So that's the reference I got for him. But we'll do his face first. So I gotta find Blake face reference, and this one's this one. I was originally, well, not originally, but I was considering doing 4 characters on the cover page, and then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna move them to the back. So it'll just be 2 characters on the back and then 2 on the front. But since on Webtoons I do the half episode releases now. I'm of course doing the front cover now, and then I'll do the back cover later. I'll have a little more time to come up with the perfect pose for the other 2 characters. So I was hoping, I guess I was hoping no one really noticed, because I'm trying to phase out being there a little bit. But I've been going on Twitter less and less, just because I really don't like how, or at least I feel like that. I really don't like how the algorithm has been presenting and not presenting things, and it just hasn't been a really good experience for me recently. So I've been on it less and less, and like I said, hopefully you're following me on other things so you haven't noticed, but if you have, just know I am still around. I am still posting things. I'm not really doing it on Twitter anymore. And I've actually deleted the app. So now if I am going on Twitter, I have to like log in via desktop like every time. So just so you know, update with me. Like I said, hopefully you don't have to be on Twitter. better for everyone's mental health. But if you are, if you are primarily there and wondering why I haven't been posting anything, that's why. I don't want to be there. I personally do not want to be there. I'm kind of just more keeping it for the networking options, so to speak. The same reason why I sort of have like a Facebook and as I've said before, like the best places to keep up with me actually is Instagram now, and then here and probably a little bit on probably my Patreon too. But definitely, like if you're more of like a one-stop shop type of person, I would say just keep up with the Instagram. That's the one I try to keep the most up to date with, like art and business stuff and just general things that I'm working on. Oh, I love this song too. I had forgotten that that Nintendo. So I'd already talked about how like Nintendo put Earthbound on their like sort of virtual console thing, and that's how I ended up playing it. And I'd forgotten they did that with Earthbound Beginnings, and I was like, oh yeah, I wanted to play it, but I like the biggest thing I remember about that game is like how difficult it can be. Like when I was watching someone else play it, I was just like, man, this game's really difficult. But actually, I was like, let me try it out, and I guess since I'm kind of used to the turn-based RPG grind again, I didn't find it as difficult as I thought I would, so I started playing it a little bit. But then I was like, I really shouldn't start a new RPG while I'm playing Super Mario RPG, and I'm also like playing Mother 3 on stream. But yeah, playing that reminded me there's a little tune that they have in all of the games, and I was like, oh yeah, this the song that appears in all of the games. It's like a battle theme that appears in all three of the games. There's like da 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 da. I remember that song was a meme too for a while for like, I don't know, like space alien sightings or fake space alien sightings. It's just like da 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 da. Alright, let's turn off the sketch for a bit so we can see. That already looks so much better than the than the other one. Other one, I had a lot going on. I had like perspective and proper way to hold sword. I had a lot of things going on that one. Make his nose a little rounder, because his nose is actually not super pointy. He does very look a lot like his Chapter 6 ending counterpart. I think it's really cool. Don't make him angry. Like the Hulk. There's a lip on his. Oh, there is. I don't think there's a lip on his jacket, but there is. And this is why you should always have reference. Yeah, once again, I'll be going a little bit freehand because the sketch gets. It's like I very much render the face in my sketches, and then the body's like bleh. It's the fun part. The face is the fun part. This is why I'm always like, I'm always available for commissions if it's portraits. If it's character portraits, yes, I am always available. If it's anything else, I don't know, I'll have to look at my schedule. Did my goodies come in now? I didn't see anything, Danny, I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. Maybe it's stuck in the distribution center. I don't know. I didn't see anything come in. And I've gotten mail. Oh, yeah, like, okay, cool thing that happened. Like, you can tell I'm a business owner now because I got excited because my custom table runner came in and it looks so freaking good. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm a real professional now. Like I wasn't all last year, but you know. I felt like, yay, look how cool. But yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, Danny, I didn't see him come in yet. I don't I'll let you know. I'll definitely let you know as soon as I get him. I wouldn't leave you in the dark about that, but I didn't get anything. Probably I had mail stuck there since, yeah, we have an issue right now in our area. I don't want to, like, say specifics. I want to keep it as general as, like, Houston so people aren't weird. But yeah, we're in the Houston area, so to speak, and there's a certain distribution center that's been having issues. And, so some people's mail is just kind of getting, stuck in transit for a while, so to speak. So, yeah. They seem to be getting robbed too. Oh my gosh. I haven't had to deal with that since I lived in Beaumont, to be honest, so that sucks. So yeah, but I'll let you know as soon as I get it. But yeah, my set of business cards for the next couple of months came in, so I was excited about that because they still look good. Of course, the comic came in, which I'll do a legitimate post about that soon. And then, like I said, I got a table runner, and it looks really freaking cool. And I don't... It's not really an outdoor tablecloth, though. So, as much as I am excited to show it off, I probably won't show it off for this market I have coming up. But it looks really good. It looks really good. They robbed our post office here last week in Baytown. Oh my gosh. You know? I don't want to say anything about that. It's awful. I don't think people should get robbed, period. But something has to be said for, like, not wanting to pay people living wages and then expecting them to still do as much work as, like, you know, 3 people, and so then you're left hiring people who probably want to rob you. But that's none of my business. Drink my frog tea. That's none of my business. Anyway, yeah. I'm looking all professional now. I have, like, the star, and it has, like, the humble frog illustration in what I've been calling, like, my official business font now. So I use 2 fonts officially on all my humble frog illustration stuff. So specifically I use Railway Black, and then I also use Satisfy, which is like a cursive, so I can't really use that one on as many things, but the cursive just kind of looks cute and fancy, and so I've been kind of calling them my quote-unquote business fonts, and it just, you know, having uniformity in like, just all my notices and whatnot just makes things look better. I think this is where I have to use my baseball player reference. Because I'm like, where are those? Which ones are fingers and which one aren't fingers? Explain. Which fingers? See, this song's from Earthbound Beginnings. It's very like 8-bit style, but oh, I love it. Where is the baseball player reference? There we go. Okay, so this is another one where I kind of like messed with my reference a little bit. Get some hard enamel pins made. People seem to love this. Funny you should mention that, because if you know someone, I may have to pick your brain for a little bit. Because my issue is I would love to get some hard enamel pins made. But I can't find a supplier that kind of like meets like my quality of what I'm looking for and also price point, you know? So I need to find someone who's a good like meet in the middle, where they have the price point I'm looking for as well as like the quality of work I would like for my pins to be. So, yes, Frog Wizard pins. Yeah, I would love that so much, because I collect pins too from other artists, so I would love that. I've asked around, and a couple people say they use like different suppliers with Alibaba, but like I don't know if I could commit to like that much product on the first go. And so I'll have to keep asking around is what it is. Like, hey, where did you get yours done? I went to the Alibaba website, and I was just kind of overwhelmed by it. I was like, I don't know. I don't know if this is for me. It was like when I went to, like, because I had a couple, I asked a couple, like, business people, you know, at the local markets and stuff, like, hey, where did you get these, like, custom notepads? And then they were like, oh, Temu. And so I looked into Temu, and I was overwhelmed by it. It just felt, I don't know, to me, Temu specifically felt really, MLM-y a little bit, you know? Where, like, they give you discounts as long as you keep recommending people to try it. Keep recommending people to try Temu. I was like, I don't know, I feel really uncomfortable with that kind of setup. Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's a me thing, but it's just, I can't do business that way, you know? Sticker Mule makes cheap pins, but quality sucks. Yeah. Yeah, see, and that's the thing, like, and I've heard mixed things about Sticker Mule as well, like, as, people. And so that's why I've avoided them for a long time. But, thanks for letting me know that their sticker qualities, and not their pin qualities, like, meh. I'd been avoiding them for other reasons, but yeah. Good to know as well. Yeah, I would love to do pins. I just need to find a vendor I can trust, and, you know, making sure that, like, you know, people are being treated nicely, that sort of thing. So I do worry about that as well. I'd feel really awful if I got something made by a vendor and then I find out their employees were being treated horribly. You know, something like that. Because, like, in that case, I'll start learning how to make it myself, which is how I started out with the which is how I started out with some of the keychains. And I do all the frogs myself too. But but then I was like, okay, I know how hard this is. At least with the keychains, and so the keychains I do go with a vendor for that. And I do like their work. Because they take ownership of art, or because they love Uncle Trump. It was, I forgot what it was specifically now, but it was definitely it was definitely some opinions, some opinions they had about people, and I was like, nah, I'm good, thanks though. It's like that meme that's like, I don't know how to tell you to just be nice to people. Like, that's not something I can teach, just, you know? Or is it like, I don't know how to tell you to just, you know, care about people? Oh, good old Winter's music. But yeah, yeah, I've been wanting to. I've been wanting to do pins for a while. I'm just not sure who I want to trust trust my first order with, because once again, I don't want to like spend all this money on something and then not like it, or I end up, you know, supporting a sweatshop, you know. So yeah, we don't want to do that either. Have you heard of Pogs? Pogs? They're cool to slap your art. Pogs? No, I haven't. Like, am I, does that mean I'm too much, like, it's not really a thing anymore, but, like, does it mean I'm too much online if, when you hear Pogs, you think of Pog? Twitch Pog? Yeah. Yeah, sorry, you can't put links in the chat. It's because there's bots that come in here sometimes. Custompogs.com. Okay. I'll look it up later. I'll have to, yeah. Pogs? Is it like, okay, are they like figurines or something? Like those, U2s? Or whatever they are. Like, now I feel like a granny. Ah, these U2s that the kids have. It's a 90s thing. It's a game. Okay. Milk caps. I mean, I was alive. I really don't know what you're talking about. Because, like, I keep thinking of... I mean, like, there's Pez. But that's not chocolate. That's not, like, milk caps. Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. I think I was very young. And I did have a couple of them. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about now. I'm like, oh yeah. I said, One of the one of the YouTubers I follow was like, it's more of a like Spanish speaking country thing though. Like, they were still popular here, but not nearly as popular in Spanish speaking countries. Okay, I know exactly what you're talking about now. In Mexico, they came in chip bags. Okay, yes. Can't draw this line for the life of me. Help! I can't draw lines anymore. There we go. How do I feel about this though? I think I want it to have like a little bit of a curve, but I don't want it to have that much of a curve. But yeah, I was thinking if I do a new product, the next thing I would maybe want to do is either enamel pins or like the button pins. And the button pins I could actually, like, if I buy the little machine, I could make it myself. The other thing I was considering was shirts again, but like, you gotta find somewhere to store that stuff, and I don't have the room right now to store shirts. So this little design element, the chain, is... I could do like a texture for it, but it is a lot of fun for me to draw it. It kind of reminds me of some of the first drawings I did for the original version of WitchBlade in high school, where like the whole necklace and chain thing was like it was a bigger plot point than I've made it now. So it's kind of interesting. Takes me till like what, chapter 7 to finally draw the chains. Not as important this time around. I mean, I still have them there, I think I made them like a bigger deal in the original plotline. And now it's just like, yeah, it's just a thing that does a thing. I did start doing... I mean, I did technically, now that I think about it, I did technically start doing pins. Because I really want to do pins, but I did like the clay pins, so like right now I make them all myself. They're all handmade. I attempted a monkey again for my pins. So I have for like the new set, of course I have frog. But then I also have monkey, and then I also have teddy bears. I may have to change the angle. Sometimes me drawing a straight line just has to do with changing the angle. It's like, can't draw a straight line unless I change the angle to 45 degrees. So, true story, I actually cannot cut a straight line. So, like, if I'm given a pair of scissors, even though it's scissors, and, like, even if there's a line, I cannot cut a straight line. I tried to explain this to one of my, art professors, like, my freshman year. And so, they were like, nuh-uh. I was like, okay. And they knew I wasn't, I wasn't messing around, because I definitely back then I was not the type of, I was very serious. I was not the type of person to, like, joke around about that sort of thing, and I was like, I am dead serious, I cannot cut a straight line. And they were like, nuh-uh. And I was like, okay, I will try my best. But you will see. And yeah, they saw me struggle. And, like, measure. And I still cut the line with the scissors, and it was still slightly off. And I was like, I was not lying. It's been a thing for as long as I can remember. However, that teacher was kind of, like, marveled by that superpower I had, because it goes hand in hand with the fact that while I can't cut a straight line to save my life, maybe I can't even draw a straight line to save my life. Yeah, I kind of can't draw a straight line to save my life either. But, like, what he did notice is that I can very, often draw a perfect circle. So while I can't draw a straight line to save my life, or cut a straight line to save my life, I could, like, probably 50-50 draw a perfect circle. Alright, let's draw the rest of this chain, shall we? I didn't really draw the star, did I? I kind of just penciled it in there. That's not really how it's supposed to look. It's... Maybe this was to help me a little bit, because it does look better when you start with... like, when you draw curves, it's actually better to start with edges instead of curves, because... it's a brain thing. I learned it from another teacher. So, when you draw your curves with lines, it's more likely to look more realistic than if you just kind of draw with curves, because we kind of want to, like, draw everything with curves. But it gives it more of, like, a cartoony look. Which is fine if you're going for cartoony. But, you know, if you're doing, like, a semi-realism thing, you're gonna want to draw your edges with curves. I mean, your curves with edges. What? I got it mixed up in my head. I did the thing again! So, like, that's why when we were sketching, one of my sketching classes, I think it was figure drawing, actually. I can't remember anymore. But for a couple of our assignments, we were forced to use, like, a straight edge tool the whole time. Like a piece of, I don't want to say chipboard or cardboard. It's not chipboard or cardboard. It's, like, cardstock. It's kind of like cardstock. And, like, you know, you would do charcoal. You would, like, coat it in charcoal. And then just use the edge of the cardstock to draw. And it was a good exercise in forcing yourself to, like, draw something that's curved with a straight edge. It was pretty neat. Pretty neat, exercise. It's a good thing to do if you're working on your fundamentals. Or just if you notice something is looking a little funky, you know, just kind of go back to using edges to draw things. And then you're like, oh. That's what happens to me a lot. Like, I'll be like, something's off about this. Why is it off? And then, like, instead of drawing a curve, I'll go back to just using edges and then, like, fill in the curve later. I'm like, oh, that fixed it. Happens to me way more often than I would like to admit, but... Like I say, I'm always learning, and I still probably need to use reference more than I probably do right now, but... So yeah, so just so you know, I do have the schedule all updated for Twitch and streaming and all that stuff. But as far as I know, I don't think I'm gonna have any interruptions this week. Like I said, I may be a little stressed on Friday during the gaming stream because if I don't have my frogs done, if I don't have my frogs done, you'll know, because I'll be like, okay, well, gotta go bye. But as far as I know, I'll still do my stream on Friday. Vocalization? Well, I was not expecting that, but I do like this song. Anyway, sorry, vocalization. I'm getting distracted. Sorry. Anyway, so yeah, on Friday I will be doing some gaming. Ooh, that's fun. Okay, and then, like, once again, this is where the title will be. Not in that color, but just, once again, it just gives me an idea of placement. Alright, let's, I only have like 10 minutes left, but we can start doing some color blocking. Put the little hair shines in. Ooh! Ooh, so fancy! Oh yeah, that's definitely gonna be a fun cover. Let us straighten this canvas out, shall we? Color-wise, I mean, the most obvious thing to do is red versus blue. You know? But who is red and who is blue in this situation? You know, I've been noticing with most of my colors, I typically use a, like a purple palette or a blue palette. Do I have any other comics lineup? Yeah, that's a good question. Right now, WitchBlade's the focus. I did have an offer to collaborate, but it didn't work out timeline-wise for me. I would have to just put too much into the comic. Even though it was like gonna be a 12-page comic, it wasn't gonna be a lot, but it just didn't work out. So... But yeah, WitchBlade's my main focus. This is something that I really... I'm like, I want to finish this. Like, this is an idea I've had for a really long time. Do I want it to be a baby blue, or do I want to go more like royal blue? I may even go for like an indigo. Well, that is bright, though. Ah, it burns! Okay. Yeah, this might work. This might work. So yeah, it's mostly WitchBlade. I did do... Oh, you did say a frog character. So yeah, I did do like a little zine, which I might do more of that in the future. I did like a mini zine, like of like Frog and all the little mascot characters I have. So that's really cute. And so, like, if I do another one, I'll give it more of a narrative. Because this one was, like, little, like, slices of what each little mascot likes to do. Like, how they like to hang out, or whatever. So, that'd be, so that's probably the capacity I'm able to, like, give extra right now outside of WitchBlade. Like, little zines, like, 6-panel sort of mini-sodes or something like that. Red versus blue! It really is just turning into it. Do we want it to be more of a scarlet? Oh, that's fun. And the tear is gonna be like a black, but it is gonna be like textured. Oh, wait a second. Wait a consarnate second. It's like, how did they, what were they saying in, Mother 3? It's funny, I was noticing since, like, it's the small town. I'm like, everyone gets a country accent. Consarnate Flint! Frogs versus Fly. The age-old nemesis of Frog. But consider... don't worry, I'm just being silly now. But consider, what if it was Frog versus Boba? And the real conflict here is, how is Frog going to get Boba for the day? I would really like Boba, but I have no... Frog has no monies for Boba. What must Frog do to get the Boba? It's just like that first section in Kingdom Hearts 2, where it's like, we need money to go to the beach. How are we gonna get money to go to the beach? And then like some jerk runs into poor Roxas and he loses all his money. And they're like, Roxas, how the heck did you lose it? We were right there. That guy stole it from me. What guy? And then he's gone. Ah. Alright. So maybe like an off black for the gaps here. Like I said, I'm just kind of blocking in right now. I can roughly see the composition. Both the swords are gonna be like a very light blue color. Or I could do like kind of a pink or purple or light pink or purple on Corrin's since he's in the red area. He's chilling out in the red area. And like I said, I may end up changing my mind on this. I may be like, oh, this is like typical. Like, this seems too much like Team Fortress. I may change my mind and put like, since all my covers, the color scheme has been like purple or blue, I might end up putting Corrin in purple. Since that's, I guess, my favorite color scheme. Apple. You know what this is like? It's either, you know what this needs, purple, or it's me saying, you know what this needs, a gradient. It's just like my school of graphic design is this is why I always say I'm an illustrator, not a graphic designer. It's just like, you know what could make this better? A gradient. Also, this was a very, like, personal taste thing, and then, like, I found out when I was working in the t-shirt place, very quickly, that's not everyone's personal taste, but, like, a personal taste thing of mine is I like graphic design where the letters are all, like, crunched together, and so every time I'd be like, you know what would make this look better? Crunch letters. And some people were just really not into that. They were like, oh, I think the letters need room to breathe, and I'm like, you know what, you're probably right. Alright, where's my light blue? Lighter. Lighter, please. Alright, I'm gonna do the same color for Corin's sword as well for right now, but I may do it more of like with a pink or purple tint to it instead. But yeah, kind of having this as a base layer and then like putting the real like colors on top. I think that's what I'm probably gonna go with here. Or if I do keep them color coded completely, then just kind of using palettes in the red section and then using palettes in the blue section, which I do like working in the blue palette. I'm not as familiar working in a red palette, which is why I said I may just change it to purple, because I like working in purple better. But, we'll see. Alright, I'm gonna try one more thing before I finish it off for today. We're gonna see. The sword is, the sword is pink. That gives a better, like, visual. Better cohesiveness to the design. And put his, like, little reflectors in his eyes. The weird guy on his shoulder. He's just a weird guy, don't worry about him. He's definitely not gonna cause any trouble in this episode. Definitely not. So yeah, stuff like that. So I could end up doing it like that as well, where all their highlights, shadows, lowlights are kind of like palette, like 5-color palette coded for each side, and then the middle I'll kind of do like a ripping texture sort of thing. And so yeah, that's the general idea of what I want to do. Obviously, it is not close to being done. But I hope you will check out the half release on Webtoons, which will be, let's just say it'll be next week. That's safe. This is the safest bet here. So yeah, so it'll be up next week with the new cover. Thanks for joining me for at least this. It was fun. It was fun hearing me complain about arm placement and other things. But yeah, I will be back on Friday with gaming. Hopefully I will be chill as a cucumber and not stressed out, but we'll see. Until then, we'll see you next time, hopefully. Alright. Bye! Well, maybe I should play the song from the beginning at the end. Let me see.